All right, this is one of the weirdest things I could say that I've did today on this recording. I don't know what made me do it, but I'm just pushing back so I can scroll back. Okay, I was watching something, it was a YouTube video called Inception. It's a movie, actually. And right when it started, I noticed that Leonardo DiCaprio came out some water and they were speaking Japanese. So it made me think about World War One. And as soon as I thought about it, I was like, okay. And that's just how I felt. So I went and searched World War One. As you can see, I could just start off right here. See, I was checking my credit at first, nothing. Then I just went and searched World War One. So anyway, when I searched World War One, I come to the page, and then I started thinking about what they were saying on the news. I think it was the news on internet news or something. But they said that the nations have just started paying off World War One's debt. So I was thinking to myself, is debt similar to life? Because, in the Bible, it's a prayer called the Lord's Prayer. It says, forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. So when there's a form of forgiveness, there's a form of life there. So I was thinking to myself, okay, how many people are born each year? So then that's when I looked up this, and it says 131.4 million births a year. So what I did was I multiplied that. I did 132, and I multiplied it by how many years we've been on Earth since the war. So if the war was in 1914, let's say just start there, and it say 100 years. 100 years. So multiply 100 times the amount of births per year, 132 million, you have $13,200,000,000. So check this out. So guess how much the nation's debt is? The nation's debt. I'm talking about for the nation. Watch this. This is what I looked up next. I was like, yo, this is so strange. Check this out. $13.6 trillion. That's exactly the amount of numbers that I just said that match up with the amount of people born each year. And for them to say that we just paid off the debt for the first war, it shows that it took 100 years to pay off a debt for a war. And I'm guessing that's just World War One. I'm not sure if that's World War Two. But if it is, for both of them, then that's like saying, it's another 100 years before they pay off World War II. And then, since there hasn't been no World War III, it should be paid off again. So it took about 102 years. Because you see it says, on there it says right there, you can see it, it's in quotes, so I ain't going to read it because I just be feeling like reading stuff in other people's quotes kind of messes everything up. Because it's like you're saying, oh, you're taking somebody else's statement and using it for your personal gain, if you want to call it a gain. But I don't feel like it's a gain because I'm just talking about it. But since gain is a form of frequency, which is what I realized through having speakers in my car, the bass is controlled by the gain. So if I keep saying stuff that's in quotes, then it'll be more bass attributed to my statement. Meaning it will be at a lower vibration. So it wouldn't be for something beneficial. It'll be for just like negative stuff. Because lower is usually pulled down. So it's like negative frequency. So higher frequency is just leaving it at what you say. So it's more of a memory thing. So anyway, I'm just saying that's crazy, man, because that's exactly the amount of what I was just saying. So that tells me if the debt is paid off, that means that it kind of coincides with what else I was thinking. Okay, this is the weird part. What made me think about that is because I looked at that, like I said, the first part of that movie. When I saw it, I just stopped it because I bought it a long time ago, but I was like, let me think. Okay. On that movie, he washed up on the shore and the dude was speaking Japanese. So of course, Japan is like an island. So I'm thinking to myself, did he wash up from China going to the east, or did he go from the west around the Pacific onto the east? the eastern shore of Japan. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, more likely he came from the west to the east. So then I was thinking to myself, okay, now that's going through time because you're actually traveling through a time zone where the day starts the whole new day. So what made me think, I was like, what if that means that the debt is paid, once the debt is paid off, those people are absorbed back in through the blood of a woman, like when or her period, because they say the tide moves with the moon, and it's a moon is on a 30-day cycle and stuff like that, just like the woman's period and stuff. So I was like, I wonder when people die, like they said, somebody dies, a baby's being born. So what is that? What if that means by the time the cycle goes around the world from east to west, the first souls rise on the east, while whatever dies is on the west? If that makes sense. Because if the sun sets on the west, rising in the east, that's like saying the energy goes down. So blood comes up when there's energy down. So, because then the moon comes up. They even call it a blood moon. See what I'm saying? So it made me think to where I was like, when you look at how that's managed through life, it makes you wonder. To where you're like, okay, by the time somebody passes on, they go to the east or off the shore. And then when they come ashore, then it's sort of like saying, okay, is this person going to try to kill somebody, or are they going to try to have time? So it's between the balance of time, life, and death, which life will come after death because it's literally after it. So if something's dead, it usually wants to be revived, like Frankenstein. So what I was thinking is America, it would be like, okay, if you said like this, death would be the first thing because it alphabetically comes before L. So death would be the far east. The middle, which is like Europe and stuff, that'll be life. And then the death comes back to America. So the Americans, before it has death here, they go and fight elsewhere. They go and fight to the death, I should say. But if they die in America, then they go to the death of, the Far East, which would be Japan, Asia area. And then they come back to life in the European area. Or you can say where Jesus is, like all in the middle, from Africa, South Africa, all the way up to, Europe area, Sweden, all that stuff. They go up all the way to there, and then they live there, and then when they die off, their spirit goes with the wind or something like that to the east coast of America. And since it went there directly, and people will probably think that, it's like saying, how do you know how it travels? Because if it's air in your body and the air is helping you breathe, it's traveling to the west. Or you can say, what's another word that's similar to west that has a W in it? Wind. So the wind travels to the west. So when you think about it, it kind of makes you think like, if it's coming to the west, it's like a tailwind, the tailwind of the sun.